So we came up kind of, two primary things that we were trying to do. The first was that we were trying to make it accommodate better with the activities that we had because they were growing in size and in frequency. But also, we had the idea of starting to shift a lot of the war memorials that we've got around town over to Barrows, where we think they belong. There's some, I don't know if anyone's ever been to the Spanish-American War Monument. I'm personally interested in that particular conflict, and I had to look for it when I first got here, and I drove past it 3 times. The first thing we wanted to do was that rock face that you've got up along Bank Street and along South Washington, we wanted to turn that into kind of a stone wall that you could sit and watch parades, or if you just want to sit out in the sun on a nice day or something like that. That was one thing that we wanted to do. We wanted to redesign that spider web of pathways that you've got there that kind of match more the way people might be walking through the park naturally. We wanted to move the gazebo to the center of the park, and instead of using wood, using composite materials, so it doesn't require the same kind of upkeep that the one that we currently have. And the reason for that is that where it is, the placement's not terrible, but we think that we could maximize the use of the park better if the gazebo itself were in the center of the park. Instead of having just kind of, I guess you've got like a 90-degree area that you got where if people were looking at the act, we could probably expand that to 180 degrees. And if we brought it up onto more level ground, we might also be able to put in some sort of dance floor area, which is something that was important to the Parks Department. So what that would mean, though, is that the current Great War Monument that we've got in the center of the park would need to be moved somewhere else. So it certainly doesn't come without a cost. And the funding that would potentially be available to us if the town council expanded this would be about $292,000 to do everything. The fountain in the northeast corner of the park, reseeding that and having it function again. Whether it functions as a water fountain for humans or we do it for dogs, I would like it to be active again because that's a piece of the park that I'd like to keep there. Yeah. Anyway, just so you know. So the total cost about $264,000. Again, it's a little bit pricey, but we think that in the end it would be a nice dimension to have the Veterans Memorial Park kind of brought up to modern times here. Ultimately, what we would like to do is disassemble the Great War Memorial that you've got there right now. Take the plaque, move it over to Barrows Veterans Memorial Park, and add a statue. This one is called the Spirit of the American Doughboy. The details are actually quite nice. If you even zoom in on his right foot there, you'll see he's got barbed wire tangled around it. It's a pretty impactful monument there. And we thought that this, coupled with the plaque that's currently on the Great War Memorial now, would be a very fitting thing if we were going to take it and put it where we think it belongs, which is over in Barrows Park. It would be about $70,000 if we use the same sort of pedestal that you see over on the Civil War Memorial down in the north end of town there. Personally, I don't see us using that kind of pedestal. I would prefer to take some of the rocks that are on the current memorial and make it kind of the bedding of what he's standing on. I think we could probably get a better price than the $30,000 it takes to make that granite stanchion there that he's standing on in this particular one. So there are different funding sources that we could look at. I think that there will be a certain amount of fundraising. That's going to be some of it. We might be able to use some of the leftover funding that was pledged to the revitalization project. I believe that there still is a Friends of the Monuments.
Yes,
okay,
that's correct.
If that 501c3 were willing to be the fiscal agent for this year's leftover turkey trot, we would give all the proceeds, and we normally get about $11,000 or $12,000 a year.
It's going to look good for us. I think it'll bring a lot of activity, especially like he said during the summer months when we do the block parties, and then even the summers the kids go to the pool. They'll see the stuff, and I think it's great for us. So I'll put that to a motion.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.